Good morning, everybody. We're going to get started. I don't have the official microphone, so. Good morning. Welcome to beautiful Camp Ramapo. Thank you so much for hosting us today. This is really exciting. We like to take the show on the road every once in a while, so everybody gets to see all the wonderful things that our community has to offer. So this is really exciting. Thank you. Thank you to Fred for being here and capturing us on film. He donates his time and talent to getting this on the air. And you can go on the website now. We upload the videos from YouTube, so if you miss a meeting, you can go on and see what happened. This Friday night, we are doing a tasting at Pure Mountain Olive Oil to benefit the Holiday Lighting Project. So they have a great menu planned. We'll have some wine. It's $25 from 7 to 9. So please let me know if you'd like to join us. But it's pretty fun if you haven't ever done that there. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, Small Business Saturday on November 30th. So I know a lot of the merchants have things planned. Teresa will be having her ribbon cutting and grand opening at 1 o'clock. And she's located next to Rhinebck Animal Hospital. So it's a great location. So if you're in the village that day, come by and share that excitement with us. And then the tree lighting event itself is Sunday, December 1st. So we're looking forward to that happening. And Samuel's this year is doing a raffle. So in the store, there's you can get raffle tickets. It's $1 each, 6 for $5. And there is the opportunity to be with Santa and Mrs. Claus in the wagon during the parade. And then Samuel's is donating 2 wonderful gift baskets. So 3 chances to win, so please go play. And then our December breakfast is going to be on Thursday, December 19th at Terrapin, and we'll have our usual breakfast with the Rhinebck High School men's and women's choirs who do a great job entertaining. So it's quite a lineup coming up. So Sean, this time our president, Sean Kemp. Oh, we got to transfer to him. Before we put it. And calendars, we have our calendars here, $10. They go to our scholarship fund. It was a great partnership with Rhinebck Bank and Maureen Gates. These are all her beautiful images that she donated for us to use, and Rhinebck Bank supported the printing and all that. We get to keep the $10 to enhance our scholarship fund. So please consider them as great gifts and for yourself. Plenty of them.
Thanks, Colleen. Can I get that?
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. No, I don't have it memorized, Bruce. Maybe once I'm a past president, I'll be able to. Past former president. No, good morning, everybody. I just want to take a moment to thank everybody for coming out. Ramapo is an awesome campus. It's an awesome place, and it's awesome that they're a member of our chamber. I think that a lot of times when people think about chambers of commerce, you think about attorneys, accountants, business owners, like retail business owners, but you don't necessarily think about other components of our business community that are so very important. So I do thank Ramapo very much for hosting the breakfast, and I also want to thank the Hudson Valley Community Foundations for sponsoring the breakfast. And we have here today the Vice President, Kevin Quilty. Kevin, if you'd like to take a moment to tell the audience a little bit about the Community Foundation, that'd be great.
I've been with the Community Foundation now for a couple of years, but just to give you a brief overview, 69 in Dutchess County has the area fund to raise monies for the Civic Center. Today has become a $40 million investment in our communities in Ulster, Dutchess, and Putnam. I happen to be the Ulster rep of the Community Foundation. And our position is pretty simple. It's kind of a 3-legged stool. We develop funds, we provide grants, and we assess needs in the community. By developing funds, we work with donors to establish financial instruments which are permanently endowed funds. Ideally, that means that the principal stays held in the Community Foundation's control. The investments are then delivered back to the community, to all the nonprofits in the communities that we serve. Whatever monies are brought to the Community Foundation are delivered back to the communities in which they were raised. And I'll speak about that briefly in a moment. So again, we are now at about a $40 million foundation. Last year we delivered back about $2.5 million worth of grants and scholarships to to our three-county area. And since its inception in '69, we've delivered back more than $22 million to the communities that we serve. Most of the money that's invested has come from Dutchess County because Dutchess County was the conception of the fund in 1969. The idea of a community foundation is a national idea. There are many different community foundation areas. Again, we happen to be in a three-county area, Ulster, Dutchess, and Putnam. Tonight I'll actually be attending a benefit event for the Orange County Community Foundation. We work closely with them in terms of collaboration. There's a lot of cross-county fertilization in terms of nonprofit funding. By establishing funds and delivering grants, we currently, as I said, delivered back about $2.5 million last year. We recently had a fundraiser which each year is in Dutchess County, and we alternate here in Ulster County at this point. This year, these are here in Dutchess County. We raised funds on October afternoon. Those funds are now being delivered back in terms of grants through our community response grants program. We just had meetings this week in Dutchess and Ulster. Each community has a certain amount of fund to give back. In Ulster County, we reviewed about 40 different applications from nonprofits to deliver funds back. To give you a rough idea, last year I know in Ulster, a couple of the deliveries back were a program for the Queen's Gallery in Kingston, where they were able to provide food for children during school, when school is not in session, for example, during a winter vacation and certainly over summer vacation, and also for the elderly and the infirm that cannot get out. We were only able to grant Diane Reeder from the Queen's Gallery about $2,000 from our Community Response Grants Fund. With that money, she parlayed that into 18,000 meals during the course of summer for children in the Ulster County area that are not getting fed. We also delivered some funds to Kingston High School, and the students at Kingston High School established a success program, which is a national idea which the KHS students took on. I don't know whether this is happening in Dutchess, but it's a very worthy program where seniors take students that are applying for college applications and work with them one-on-one to make sure that those applications are filled out properly. There's a much different rapport with a student-student relationship as opposed to a guidance counselor-student relationship. The success rate among the students has skyrocketed for those students that have applied and gone on to a four-year college because of this program at Kingston High School. So we're very happy with that infusion in terms of a grant. And the last one I can mention was, besides some security issues that we handle for the YMCA and the People's Place, we also delivered furniture for a small art gallery in Phoenicia that found they weren't using their space. For example, it would be a space like this. They had no chairs, yet they were the only place in the community for people to meet. So we gave them the money to buy the chairs. So we offer different grants and services. I would encourage you. I have some literature on the table over here, our annual report and a newsletter from last spring. And the reason why I brought the newsletter from last spring is that it references a fund which was started in northern Dutchess County called the Northern Dutchess Fund by a group of individuals that determined they wanted to establish their own regional fund. And I have to read you the area because I'm not that familiar with its catchment area, but I can tell you that people that donate to this specific fund see their monies delivered back to Clinton, Milan, Red Hook, Rhinebck, Pine Plains, Staatsburg, and Stanford. So it was a pretty simple process. In order to have a fund with the Community Foundation, you have to have a minimum balance and an endowment. Then that investment returns to the community in perpetuity. The people that organized the Northern Dutchess Fund decided 50 people would get together, or they would approach 50 people, with a donation of $5,000 apiece paid over 5 years, so $1,000 a year. And those monies would be brought into a fund of the Community Foundation to be delivered back to Northern Dutchess, those communities I just mentioned. The fund was written in such a way that so that there would be an immediate effect. 50% of the donations would be handled and delivered back to the community each year. 50% of the donations would go into establishing this permanent endowment. So from its inception, it's been granting back to Northern Dutchess. It started a couple of years ago. I don't mean to single people out of the crowd, but Sue Hartshorn, who is here today, was instrumental in getting this fund off the ground and was able to bring some anonymous donors to the table to establish this. Michelle Martin, who is not here today, is spearheading an event. She and her to raise additional funds and attention for the Northern Duchess Fund. And she and her husband are the subject of the newsletter that I brought a copy of here today. She's on the board of directors now of the Community Foundations, as is Sue. And once they heard about what the Northern Duchess Fund was about, they're very interested in investing their time and energy and funds in making sure that this was a successful venture for them. So the last thing we do is to assess needs, and that is to study what's happening in our region so that we can deliver back in a proper fashion. And one of the things we conducted a few years ago with the assistance of a program with Boston College was to do a study of a transfer of wealth, which shows, among other things, and I can give you some examples right here, in this area of Dutchess County, in the next 10 years, there will be a transfer of wealth of all assets of about $22 million. That money will transfer from one generation to the next. In our catchment area, the numbers are staggering in the billions in our 3-county area. But just to bring it down to the Dutchess County area, this area of Dutchess County, that $22 million, the Community Foundation is suggesting through a program called Give 5 to Change Lives, that perhaps before that money leaves the area, as the study has shown, chances are the next generation will relocate to another area of the country and those funds will disappear from the area where those monies were raised. So we're asking people to just take advantage of this transfer, consider a gift back to your community of maybe 5% of your assets in some kind of a program. We'd love to see it come to the Community Foundation. If not, there are many other nonprofits in the area. One of the reasons why people come to us, just to end up here, is that they find, and I can give you many examples, the Community Foundations, because of its position of perpetuity, is able to establish these funds and deliver back whatever passion you have to an organization or a scholarship or a field of interest that makes sense to you. Those funds will be handled in perpetuity by the Community Foundation. That's our responsibility. I can give you an example. In Ulster County, we have 2 hospitals which have recently gone through some rough roads, Benedictine and Kingston Hospital, both of which have foundations. We've had more people approach us in the past couple of years saying, my intent was to give money to the Kingston Hospital Foundation or the Benedictine Hospital Foundation. With this upset in the healthcare industry, we want that money to be given to the Community Foundation of Ulster County. We want to develop a fund so that those monies will be delivered back for healthcare purposes in Ulster County in perpetuity. So they have no concern now about who will actually control those foundations, where those monies will go. That's a perfect example of what the Community Foundation stands for. So I would encourage you to please pick up an annual report this morning on your way out and read the article in the newsletter that talks about the Northern Duchess Fund. If I can answer any questions, I'd be happy to, and I know Sue would be happy to also. And I must say, this is a beautiful, beautiful spot. I'm born and raised in Ulster County. I never knew of the Ramapo organization, so it's great to be here this morning. Thanks so much.
And thanks again, Kevin, for sponsoring today's breakfast. Now I'd like to take a moment to introduce Kevin Quilty. I'm sorry, Mike Coonan. See what happens when you don't memorize? Mike Coonan, Director of Rhinebck.
Should we go for the mic here? Okay. I'm only going to be on for... Good morning. Thanks to everybody for coming. As Sean mentioned, I'm Mike Coonan. I'm the director of the Rhinebck campus of Ramapo. Our organization was founded in 1922, so 91 years ago is when the campus you're visiting opened. And at that time, it was exclusively a summer camp program, and it worked with orphans, essentially orphaned boys at the time. It has morphed into many different things at this point. It still has a summer camp program every year, a large and robust one, and hopefully you'll have a few minutes afterwards and you can take just a very quick look around at the campus or come back another time and do so and see some of what is a little bit beyond just the parking lot and the dining room area. But we work with special needs kids throughout the summer in a residential camp program. We have retreats here for school groups, community-based agencies, different types of organizations. Really could be business organizations, could be staff trainings, really anybody who wants one. So that's the mission of that is not as special needs driven as the summer camp. And we also have a transition to independence program for young adults that you'll hear more about in a couple of minutes. And really a lot of things going on really all year on the campus. You know, it's not surprising, Kevin, the comment you made a few minutes ago, you're probably not the only person in this audience who has relatively little familiarity with our organization. We find that there are lots of people who run social service agencies in New York City or different kinds of experiences like that who are very familiar with us, and people who've lived in Rhinebck their whole lives who may not know that much about us. So for that reason, amongst others, we're very glad everyone is here. What we try and do, in addition to really providing cutting-edge programs for populations that are underserved or populations that really need us, is also develop curricula and ways to teach the things we learn about how to therapeutically manage the behavior of challenging kids in other venues. So we've developed a training program as well. It's mostly based out of the city, but there are trainings that go on this campus as well, where we teach teachers, where we teach after-school workers, where we teach different people how to work with kids who demonstrate challenging behaviors. We do this for parents. We have family weekends here. For our summer camp kids, we have parent trainings throughout New York City, so that people who are parenting challenging kids learn by what we're learning on this campus about what works, what does well, and what will be an effective technique. We pilot a number of different new initiatives, one of which you're going to hear about that's probably our most recent program, I guess about 5 years that we've been doing it, called our Staff Assistant Experience. And we'll also tell you a little bit more about our retreats program, and actually, hopefully, just walk over in a few minutes to the other side of the room and do one brief experiential activity that's of the nature that you would do if you were here on a retreat as well. Nobody has to, do anything. It's challenge with choice. Nobody has to do anything they don't want to do. I was going to start out by saying, by the way, we have literally hundreds of groups that come here during the year, and few, because of the camping nature of this environment, as well dressed as this one. So I just wanted to get that out there, and I mean that about our staff today as well, by the way. So anyhow, without further ado, I'd like to introduce Inga McKay, who works with our Staff Assistant Experience, to tell you a little bit about that. And then we're going to have Noel Delgado come up and tell you a little bit about our retreats program. But welcome everybody, and don't be a stranger. We get that a lot around here, and we're interested in making some inroads into the community and getting our name out there as well. So thanks, and Inga, go ahead.
Thank you, Mike. Good morning, everyone.
You want the mic?
I'll be 2 minutes. Unless,
Okay.
okay. Special, I can. Got it. Thank you. So as Mike mentioned, I'm Inga McKay. I'm the coordinator for community, parent, and alumni support for the Staff Assistant Experience. Before I introduce the program, just a quick note, our director of the program is on camp. She's currently putting her daughter on the bus, so hopefully at the end of our breakfast, you'll get the chance to meet her. Her name is Jen Burry-Dacuna. We also have Mike Pfister in the back there, if you want to wave, Mike. He's the co-director of the program. So the Staff Assistant Experience serves young adults from the ages of 18 to 25. These young adults may be experiencing learning challenges. They may be on the autism spectrum. They may have ADHD. They're young adults that maybe have fallen through the cracks in other school programs or other transition to independence programs. While they're here in our camp, they work on independent living skills, health and hygiene, social emotional skills, and really gain resilience to kind of enter into the real world. This program is best serves young adults that are ready to face college or community college, or really ready to transition to the work world. Also, while they're here, they gain valuable work experience. They begin with working on camp jobs, so in the dining hall or with the retreat groups. They assist our maintenance crew as well. And when they've developed kind of a certain level of work experience here, we also partner with community members to provide them with off-campus experiences. They've actually volunteered at the Center for Performing Arts. And one of our staff assistants also is a full-time employee at Taste Buds, and Dan will speak about that in a moment. What's unique about the staff assistant experience is that these young adults get to live and work with typically developing peers as roommates, as mentors, as job coaches, our program staff that run the retreats, and a lot of the Ramapo kind of administrative staff also live on camp. So we live in a very intentional community. We have meals together, and so in that, they're able to kind of gain their social skills as well. So, please ask Mike or myself or Jen more about the experience. We'd love for you to open your, any opportunities that you may have for our young adults to gain volunteer or work experience. We'd be happy to fill any kind of need that you may have. And Dan, if you'd like to come and speak a little bit about your experience with our...
First of all, I'm excited to be on sort of two different fronts here at Ramapo. And actually, I never met Chris Clark before, but this morning went, wow, that's Chris Clark. I'm an assistant scoutmaster with Troop 42 in Red Hook, and my sons patrol the Flaming Marshmallows, and the Blue Phoenix Patrol and myself, we met with Noel here and did a tour, and we're coming on our first ever patrol retreat this weekend at Ramapo. So we're really excited about that. We're going to be doing some team building for the patrol, and we're going to be doing the low ropes and high ropes courses and some hiking, and we're really excited for some of our boys who weren't able to go to summer camp this summer. It'll be kind of a camp experience for us, and yeah, I can't say how excited we are. We actually also, Ramapo gave us the opportunity, which was really nice, for our scouts to do a service project which applied to a little bit of their tuition. So we were here just this past Thursday, I guess it was, Friday, and we moved truckloads of leaves into the woods. And the boys had these big tarps, and they dumped the leaves in the woods, and you'd think this would be all work, but at Ramapo things are fun, because as soon as we got that pile big enough, we ran the quarter mile and jumped as high as we could and went into those leaves. So it was a great time. Ramapo approached me at Taste Buds about the staff assistance program, and I've been an employer for 14 years, and with my own business, I was a pastry chef in New York City for 10 years, and I was in charge of departments and had other people working for me, and I think I learned in those experiences that there's something really special about everyone, and I have to say, personally, I was very open to it. He said, yeah, let's try this. And it's a complete volunteer situation. And as anyone knows, the ins and outs of your business every day, there's crucial moments. There's already sort of a social network of how people are working with each other, and maybe there's times when things are frustrating and you see that people aren't getting along and you have to fix that somehow. And I think that everyone is afraid of that potential of throwing off that balance, bringing in someone who's really different, and being afraid of maybe having some sort of failure that's going to cost you more time to take care of. And I had those feelings too, but I felt really open to allowing Danny Esposito, our employee, to come in and start this volunteer program. What we did was, to tell you the truth, I was a little bit surprised at how little I was really told about Danny in the first place. Danny came in just like anyone else and did an interview with me, and I really liked that. I appreciated that I got to there wasn't any crutches behind it. It was like, this is the person who's going to come in and work with us, and I can talk to her just like I talk to anyone else. And she had the right answers, and she was excited to cook, and she was excited to be on time to work. That was one of the things that she's really proud of, and I have to say she's proven that. I knew somewhere we may hit a wall with what she could handle and work, and somewhere she would become this bright star, and we had to find that. And so we went through everything from being in front of customers and talking to customers and serving food, and to working in the kitchen, from prepping and doing dishes and making breakfast and lunch sandwich orders and assisting our kitchen supervisor. And it turns out some of those things in the front of the house didn't work perfectly, not because Danny wasn't willing, but maybe sometimes people didn't understand how she was looking at them or not looking at them in some cases. And Mike has been very, very good with working close with me to see, what does Danny need to do better that he can coach her here. And then we have sort of this, we work behind Danny and see how slowly we can approach those things and get her better at them. And really, actually, one of the greatest things was transferring Danny from a volunteer at Taste Buds to a full-time employee. It was hard for her to accept it at the beginning. Danny, I want you to work here. I want you to be paid and be, part of our staff. And she would, I'll be going home in a couple weeks, or and she had constantly some sort of door out. And what happened for us is when we did finally hire her and said, you're part of the staff, this is your job, you're working full time, she changed. She, all of a sudden, all this pride that she has for her work, and she opened up to the fact that I have a future in this, and this is a career for me. If you come to Taste Buds Cafe, any morning between 7 and 9, there's a good chance that Danny's preparing your breakfast, because she's the first one in the kitchen every day. She sets up all the sinks, gets all the prep going, and works the tickets, and then our supervisor comes in at 9 and works with her, and they start working on whatever has to be worked on for the rest of the day. So, it's an emotional experience for me. I'm really proud to have Danny with us, and I come in and I say hello to her every day, and I feel that pride that she has for her job. She's an important person in our operation right now. I realize that it's kind of a temporary situation of growth, but every time we come to the point where she might be moving on, she says she wants to stay. And I met her parents this past fall too, and they're really, really delighted with her coming home and saying how much she loves her job. So it's been a great experience for me. I know that Ramapo is reaching out to you all to think about what kind of opportunity you might be able to offer to other folks here who need that career inroad and a way to become independent in their life. And all I can say is it's been incredible for me. We're really proud to have Danny. And if you had any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me too. I'm happy to help. So, again, it's great to be here. Thank you so much for letting me speak. And if I talk more about Danny, I might start crying. So, and I can't wait to come for a retreat too. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Noel Delgado, and I have the pleasure to be the Rhinebck Retreats Director, where we pretty much provide an experience for our guests and our user groups to experience an adventure program, outdoor ed program, team building, or even just a retreat where you come and relax and go out on our boats and sit by the lakeside, or just go out into our trails and just have a wonderful, relaxing weekend or overnight, or even just a day kind of experience. Our staff are a good bunch of individuals who really make the experience a special one. So they sit down with the user group or the individual and really customize the experience. They really sit down with the individual and talk about, what are your group's needs, what are your goals for your day adventure or your weekend. About to do or embark on. And the groups that usually come up here usually consist of school groups, elementary, middle school, high school. We have a lot of college groups that come up here as well, community-based organizations, and even some corporate and business groups that are here and really enjoy creating those new bonds with their individuals in their group, or just reestablishing those bonds and even communication skills with their individuals. We would love for you to kind of stick around, and Carrie, myself, and some of our staff would be willing to kind of show you around a little bit. One of the best kept secrets about our campus as well is that during the winter months we are operating, and we actually have an indoor high ropes course that we get to use during the cold weather months. So whether it's raining, whether it's snowing, or whether it's just very cold outside, we still get to do the fun adventures and activities that would normally happen during warm weather days. Our biggest features are definitely the high ropes course that we have. We have about maybe 7 to 8 elements, and we have low ropes activities as well that really encourage and highlight team building activities and communication skills. All the life skills that you pretty much need to really just be a successful group and a successful individual, whatever you're doing in life. I'll stop talking now, and hopefully I give you a nice little description of what we do. And I just want to introduce Nick Buckley, who's our program director, and Becca and Lass, who are program specialists here, who want to kind of invite you up to have an experience with us, just so that you get a taste of what we actually do here.
Sure. If you guys don't mind, if you guys want to just kind of come on up, we'll kind of make a circle right on over here to play a quick game. Once again, Mike was talking a little bit about the challenge choice aspect of this. If you're a little hesitant, it's okay. Come on over, we can kind of make a circle. Come on over. Facility. Carrie, do you want to speak a little bit about that?
Sure. We have 128 beds that are winterized. So during the winter months, when it's cold and you need heated accommodations, we can serve up to 128. We have 4 separate heated lodges. During those warmer months, we can use the seasonal housing. We take sometimes groups up to 200, 300 people. But we'll take you really small too. We can run a terrific, we have a small business team of 5 to 8 people. I mean, we can run a really fantastic program for you with a small group as well.
Somebody asked earlier, by the way, whether we have heated hiking trails. In July.
All right. So first off, thank you guys very much for kind of coming over and sitting in a circle. If you could do me a favor, it's going to get your right hand, it's going to get your pointer finger, and put it out kind of like this. And take your left hand, put it out like that. So that way that your right hand is on top of the person next to you, the left hand kind of laid out just like that. In a moment now yet, we're going to say a phrase. And that's going to say welcome. When we say welcome, what you want to do is kind of just lift up with your right hand, but kind of grab with your left hand right here. So you want to try to lift up your finger, but grab the person next to you right here. You want to have your hand out kind of nice and flat, so you're not like totally cheating or anything like that. If you have your hand like that, remember when I say welcome, you're going to go just like that. And don't step out so no one accuses me of cheating here. So, first off, this morning I know everyone kind of came in, I saw something kind of hesitant, like, where is this, where do I park? You want to say welcome when you guys came into the park. Go ahead and put your hand back down. All right. And when you guys kind of came in here, we know we had some of our staff saying welcome. Thank you guys for coming on in. And we really appreciate you guys coming in and just having some fun. It really makes us feel like we're welcoming the community. All right. So, if we want to switch it up real quick, now if you want to take your left hand, put your right hand out just like that. Okay, so this is how we're going to change. We're going to change our word. We're going to say thank you. All right. So we really appreciate you guys coming here and just getting a chance to see our campus. Really, thank you very much for taking some time out here this morning to really just get a chance to see a little bit of what we offer here at Rhinebck Facility. So thank you very much for being a very good audience. Also, we really appreciate you guys coming in and just hearing the different stories about our organization, doing a little bit about what we do in the community. So thank you very much for being a fantastic audience. And last but not least, thank you very much for coming.
And that's just a little look into what we do here. So again, you guys are welcome to either stick around a little bit after today and talk to some of us, or you're welcome to come back to Carrie and we'll take you on a tour. And we really want to make sure that we speak to our neighbors and let you know, or get to talk to you and figure out how we can be a great resource to you, your business, your community, the people that you serve, and hopefully we can get some of you guys here to participate. So thank you very much.
Okay, so do you want to just have a seat again? We have, we'll do our 50-50 drawing and our raffle drawing.
Okay, sure. So we have two raffle prizes, and each of them has a Ramapo water bottle and a lovely Ramapo t-shirt that has our logo on it. And then the third thing is a little bit different for each of them. One of them we do climbing classes on Sundays in January and February, Sunday afternoons. And they're for kids 4th grade through high school. So we have a certificate for six climbing sessions. You can either use these, if you have kids, have them bring a group of friends, and you can all come up on a Sunday afternoon and climb the high ropes. Or you can come for multiple sessions if you have a smaller group or just a couple of kids at home. Our other prize is each June for the past couple of years, we've had an event called Eat, Play, Give. And it's a family event for all ages, 0 to 80, to come and experience just a great time at camp. You can do everything from lounging by the lake and going on the boats, swimming, hiking, doing the ropes course. We have a great dinner here in the evening, and then we go up out to the woods for a campfire, so it's a really great time. And we have a certificate for 2 passes to the Eat, Play, Give event. We'd love to have you join us. And that's the first weekend in June.
That's a wonderful, wonderful gift. So thank you. So I'm asking you to
Okay. All right, this is for the climbing club packet. And the ticket number, last 3 numbers are 977. Right, and for the Eat, Play, Give, the last 3 numbers are 974.
No, Wait, this is for older children, right?
It's for 4th grade through high school.
So I'm going to trade,
Okay.
and then you can do this one again. I've never, it's my first time in 10 years.
All right, so this is the climbing club, 906. Or are these the wrong tickets?
Yeah, they are.
Oh.
That's why she got multiple.
She bought more than one.
So you know what
Okay.
I'll do? I'll draw this one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Red tickets 418.
Sorry about that, guys. It's my first time. Okay, so now we do need to do the 50-50. Kathy Duquette's not here, so everybody has an equal chance of winning because she's one of the luckiest. She knows. So Inga, I'm going to do 50-50. So our pot today was $80. Thank you all very much. So the 50-50 is 40, and it goes for our scholarship fund.
So the ticket number is 618001.
All right. 618001.
Yeah. Thank you all very, very much, and we will, thanks, Bruce.
I got a choice.
Bruce and Eleanor donated it back, so thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for coming out, and I know the Ramapo folks would love to show anybody around that hasn't
Yeah, if
been
anyone wants to stay for a tour, then I'll meet you kind of right over on that wing in about 5 minutes.
Thank you.